It's a real pleasure for us to have you here. Together with my colleague Maïwen, we're representing Invest in Toulouse, the economic development agency of Toulouse, in charge of identifying and assisting foreign companies to discover the Toulouse innovation ecosystem and to help them establish in Toulouse. We help them make business connections, partnerships, and synergies with the local ecosystem, whether they are like institutions, academia, or corporates. We're going to tell you more about Toulouse and its Industry 4.0 supply chain of the future ecosystem. So together with me, I have three main actors of our innovation ecosystem, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So let's start maybe with you, Stan.
Okay, hello to everybody. Nice to meet you. So my name is Stanislas Borowski. I am working within there since 2014, so eight years now, and I am in charge of open innovation activities. So nice to meet you.
Thanks a lot, Stan. Maybe over to you, Vincent.
Yes. Hello, everybody, and nice to meet you too. I'm product director at EasyMile, so in charge of the heavy goods transportation vehicles. So yeah, autonomous vehicles.
And last but not least, Eric.
Yeah, nice to meet you all. My name is Eric Cariou. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a company called UWINLOC. And prior to that, I spent about 20 years in the UK and in China. And we chose Toulouse to set up our latest business.
Thanks a lot, Eric. We're really looking forward to having all your insights. So I'm going to start a bit maybe with a very big picture of what Toulouse is and the objectives of this webinar. So Toulouse being the first industrial site in France, but also the second startup city. Then we're going to see, thanks to the two or actually three testimonies, how innovation and digital transformation interact with the traditional industrial sectors at the very beginning, like from the production to the supply of the goods that are produced in Toulouse. Toulouse, indeed, with the strong aerospace history, managed to diversify itself, and these very complicated machines that planes and satellites are, managed to get a lot of traction in embedded electronics, IoT, artificial intelligence, and so now we're also having a strong digital and innovation ecosystems in various fields. But being also, as I mentioned it at the very beginning, a very strong industrial ecosystem, then we're also having a lot of innovation in B2B and in industrial sectors. So maybe I'm gonna start with Stan. Stan representing Daher, which developed the login platform. So I think that everyone is really curious that you tell us more about Daher and the new logistics and the innovation logistics platform that you developed in Toulouse.
Yep, sure. Do you hear me? Yes. Okay. Perfect. So there is a family business company founded in 1863. So a kind of new startup with a few years at the service. But there is an aircraft manufacturer and an industrial and service equipment supplier. And the first of our businesses and the oldest is all about industrial logistics and supply chains. So there is now present in four main activities. So the first is aircraft manufacturing. The second one is aerospace equipment and system building and providers, and logistics and supply chain services. Today, we achieved a turnover of 1.2 billion in 2021, and with the stability provided by its family ownership, there has been committed to innovations since its creation. So today, we are present in 13 countries, and also we are present in Germany. In Germany, especially in our logistics and services activities, and in order to accommodate a further global expansion of this activity, there has opened a regional headquarters in Berlin in September 22. Just some key figures. In Germany is about less than 100 people they're working in Germany on logistic and supply chain activities, and we have a central organization with a headquarters in Berlin, and we are working for customers like Airbus, Alstom, Mechalec, etc. But Martin has saying that we have now 1,000 people in Germany. So Martin is our German CEO. So if you have more questions about there in Germany, you can contact him further. But concerning our innovation DNA, there is a major player in the industry 4 by designing, developing a value-added solution for industrial partner. And within this context, the group has decided to develop 3 tech centers on each of our businesses. So in 2020, we decided to launch Login, one of these tech centers. Login is a tech center dedicated to logistic and supply chain activities. And the aim, the goal of these tech centers is to develop and scale innovation quickly from the unready innovative stage to a deployable, a mature solution directly in our operation and customer operation. And the second goal of this platform, of this tech center, is to develop skills, trainings, and collaboration with our ecosystem. And Login is today launched. We have done the kickoff in September, and it is an innovative platform designed with public stakeholders, so state stakeholders, regional and local. So we work also with Toulouse Métropole, the region Occitanie, to design together this tech center and to connect it to our innovative ecosystem in Toulouse. And today, Login is about just 4 activities. The first one is to do R&D and innovative project with startups, tech providers, develop training, and we have a program to support small and medium enterprise to their logistic transformation and digitalization.
Very nice. Thanks for the very comprehensive introduction of Login. And why did you choose Toulouse then to build this? What is for us actually, or for our territory, a real game changer?
Yeah, the first condition about Toulouse and why we have choose Toulouse to do this project here is about the innovative ecosystem that we find in Toulouse and globally in the Occitanie region, with strong skills in aerospace, strong skills in supply chain, strong industrial skills, but not also we have find a lot of incubators, accelerators, and academics player to provide a global value chain of competencies and skills needed to big transformation. The second reason is that in the region Occitanie, they are a big cross-industrial sectors footprint, like you said, Julien, electronics, IoT, and then the region and the Toulouse Metropole is developing the future of green mobility in Francazal. So all these further future mobility need a strong also supply chain and logistics to be built and designed. And the last one, and I said that, but we have also a large employment pool here in Toulouse. So we are close to industrial player and customers. So it's why we decide to design and launch this first tech center in Toulouse.
And thanks a lot. There are really good reasons. So so that's nice. And no, but then what I really like and that you didn't really mention about your platform is that there is this general council. I don't know how you describe it, but you also have competitors. It's a real dynamic that you are starting at Daher in integrating the competition and the different partners, etc., in kind of a council to really think about the logistics of the future. And that's something that is very innovative in the approach.
Yes, it's more than just a tech center or a platform. Is an open innovation program that includes all the players that we need to transform all the activities and jobs and missions of the supply chain and logistic fields. So it's why we work with all these actors to transform and to have a global positive impact on these fields. So it means we will work with our competitors, with customers, with suppliers, with startups, with ecosystems, etc. And one of the big philosophy of this program is to be open to others.
And that's really the DNA of Toulouse, if I may add. Because if there is one word that best describes Toulouse, is really cross-fertilization between industries. So the ground mobility sector is really nurturing the aerospace sector and vice versa. The health sector is benefiting from the technologies, from the digital technologies, and also small and medium companies are collaborating together around technological products with academia as well. And that leads me to actually go to EasyMile, which is a company that we had the chance to welcome many years ago in Toulouse. It was maybe one of my first projects that I helped attract in 2014, if I remember, something like that. So yeah, tell us more about the company, about EasyMile, and about the Toulouse success story, but then also to the world success story that you guys are right now experiencing.
Yeah, thank you, Julien, for the introduction. Yeah, EasyMile is a company that has been founded, right? And the aim of EasyMile, the mission of EasyMile, is to mainly optimize people and goods transportation, people and goods flows, by giving the steering wheel of vehicles to computers rather than human drivers. So we are specialized in software for autonomous driving, of autonomous driving solutions. And as I said, it's for people transportation, but also goods transportation. We are well known for mainly the EasyTen shuttle for people transportation, and this shuttle has been deployed everywhere in the world since the beginning of the company. And now more and more we are also known for the tracked easy vehicle, which is a tow tractor that you can find mainly in airports, for example. The one who is towing trailers for the luggage between the terminal and the planes. And for this application, yeah, it's a goods transportation, not only in airport but also in industries, where we are able to make connection between one production lane to another one on automotive industry, for example. So yeah, people and goods transportation. And mainly we are a software provider. We are not a manufacturer of vehicles, of platforms. We are doing some great partnerships with the big OEMs. So they provide the platforms corresponding to our requirements. And then we deploy this solution on site in order to, as I said, optimize the flow of goods and people on site. More in private site for now, but because it's easier than on public roads. But more and more we are also trying to enlarge our world of operation.
Great. And
Yeah.
and how do you interact then with the local ecosystem and mainly with Daher and the login platform?
Yeah. As Stanislas said, Toulouse is a great area for playing with software, with embedded system and so on, because there are a lot of industries, there are a lot of academics and universities. So it's a great place to be. And also the metropole is pushing a lot to help our kind of companies to help them to develop correctly and yeah, since the beginning we were able to use test area close to Toulouse, Francazal Airport, where we are able to deploy our vehicles, our autonomous vehicle, to test them and to be sure that it corresponds to validate them and it corresponds to the aim of our customers and so on. And so since the very beginning of the company, Toulouse Metropole helped us to use this kind of area to test and to optimize our solutions. And again today also because when we try to port our technology on other kind of vehicle, bigger vehicles, I mean trucks for container transportation, the Francazal area was not enough for us. And so Toulouse Metropole helped us to find another site where we will be more than welcome to test our vehicles, and that could correspond better to what we need, because it will be more representative of the final use cases that we are facing. So something that correspond to the customers that we have, and this new area is the Daher test site because at Daher we have the opportunity to be included in the login initiative and to benefit their infrastructure. And so we are allowed to do some experimentation of our vehicle around the building, and we have some gates to do some maneuvers, autonomous maneuvers, in order to dock our vehicle close to close to gate, in the same way as what we find on the realistic site. So it's a great opportunity for us to be helped by Toulouse Metropole and to be the guest of Stanislas and the Daher site.
Great to see this kind of interactions and going to other interactions. I'm also handing on to Eric. So Eric, I've been knowing you for quite a while now, and I've seen your company develop quite impressively. So this is a really nice technology that I'd like. Now you've got like the key corporates, and that's exactly as we like to do innovation in Toulouse, like the big corporates being really open and starting new projects, and SMEs and startups offering their solutions to the success of the project. And you have also very nice and interesting projects that I've learned about very recently, Eric. So tell us more first about UWINLOC and also about your experience with the big corporates that you have recently developed. You muted.
Thanks, Julien. So just maybe some elements to understand. We were created in 2015, and the creation started because we got an opportunity to join an incubator from Airbus at the time, who had a great deal of interest in our solution. The solution we developed over the last few years is a track and locate solution based on paper tags, not requiring any energy, and basically using energy from the environment, radio signals from the environment. So to be able to achieve these, it was a major investment, because if you look at ICs on the marketplace, we couldn't build a breakthrough solution with the existing semiconductor available in the market. So we invested on 2 major breakthroughs with 24 patents behind it to energy harvest radio signal from the environment and have an ultra low power emitter. And that's the combination of these two. At the end, we achieved a factor 2 better in terms of power consumption to any chip on the market with regards to the emission. And the energy harvester is twice as if 2 to 3 times more efficient than any of the energy harvester on the market. So it's the first worldwide solution to track and locate assets in a passive mode and allowing you to fully automate inventories in warehouses and to not have any manual handling, showering of RFID, for example, these kind of solutions. So a lot less errors and so on. So 2 years ago, we embarked, once the technology bricks had been developed and successfully developed, we embarked on a co-development program with 3 major manufacturers, world manufacturers. One is called Michelin, the tire manufacturer. The other one is Collins Aerospace, a subsidiary of the Raytheon Group. And the third one is Eramet. And what we told them is, well, we want to be sure that our solution matches your requirements, your use cases, but not only in terms of performance, but also in terms of cost. So they co-financed. They took about 1/3 of the development cost, but they had a lot of input in the specification, in converging into a single spec for product addressing all the industry. And they were quite representative of the industry. One was from the automotive, the other one was from the aerospace, and the other one was from the mining industry. So we wanted to make sure that arriving on the market with this Mavis, what we call Mavis solution, would be a success by matching their requirements and also by having early customers. So we built a trust with these guys, and they had in their DNA an ability to mobilize people from their team, iterate with us, work with a small startup or young company. And that was the key to the success of that product, which is now coming out of the market. So in a nutshell, we are in the B2B providing now a breakthrough solution to track and locate assets to help customers move, digitalize the operations, whether they're in the warehouse or along the manufacturing flow. That's who we are.
And what did Toulouse bring you as an ecosystem to develop your solution?
It's interesting because my associate is Belgium. When I came back to France, when we had the idea and wanted to start it, we identified about 11, I think it was 12 we had on the first list, 12 cities across Europe. And we actually came to the conclusion that it was in Toulouse that we needed to start this company for 4 fundamental reasons. One is, you mentioned the fact that it's the second city in terms of innovation in France, but it's the first city in Europe when it comes to innovation around embedded systems, low power electronics. Okay, and talents means a lot of industry, because in mobility, whether it's in Vincent company or in Dyer, each time you've got an aircraft, a train, a car, you need to have very low power because battery or petrol is expensive. You need to have something light. So low power electronics is not something trivial. You have people and talents on this in Toulouse. Embedded systems means low power electronics, power management, able to do a very efficient code, software code with very little memory footprint. And this was the first criteria. The second criteria is you've got top class behind the existing skills from manufacturers, research labs, and so on. You've got a top class engineering schools, universities, research labs. We've been working for 5 years with the last CNRS. They have about 40 years of experience in low power electronics, radio systems, and so on. Third is local institutions have been very helpful. We've got at the national level a tax credit for innovation, which is very interesting in France compared to other European countries. But specifically in Occitanie, you've got the region, you've got Toulouse, the metropole, were actually very helpful in providing opportunities to mingle with investors, with customers, and so on. And the last 4, our solution was aimed at the industry. Toulouse is a great hotbed for the industry, automotive, aerospace, IoT. So we had our customers where we could test systems from the beginning in their warehouse at Airbus, at different customers, and that's having their input. They are very demanding, was extremely useful.
Very nice, thanks.
But we had some German city. We hesitated with Stuttgart, with Cambridge in the UK. So we had a number of it was a tight match, but very glad we actually did it here. But it could have been somewhere else, and yeah.
Thanks a lot for this testimony. So we're really understanding that Toulouse ecosystem really foster innovation in industry, or offer a lot of innovative solutions for industry and logistics. For our various guests, I have to mention as well that we're also tackling the training side of the Industry 4.0, because we've recently developed, in parallel to DAR, they're developing the platform, the login platform to think about and develop the logistics of the future. There is another platform called Paddock, who is actually at the heart of the university or of a school, to train the students on the new machineries, on the new industrial site of the future, with heavily connected machines, etc., to offer the right and well-trained students to our industrial ecosystem. So maybe we're going to start with the question for the last 15 minutes. So please don't hesitate if you want to know more about the various initiatives that we're actually showcasing today. Don't hesitate to put the question in the chat, I think, or in the chat, please. So we have Stephanie. A question for Stanislas and Vincent. How does the cooperation between DAR and startups look like in practice? And what technical facilities does the center provide to EasyMile, for example?
Yes.
Yeah.
You will start,
Yes,
Vincent?
go on.
No, please.
No, it's okay. We are at the DAR facility. We have the opportunity to we have the right to use all the roads that are around the building to test our autonomous vehicle. It means that sometimes there is 1 or 2 vehicles that are running outside, sometimes very slowly because it's tests. And so when we test, everything is not working properly. Yes, they do not mind. We have the authorization to do so, and we have also some gates. So I mean logistic gates that are dedicated for us. We have 4 docking gates where we can play and do every kind of maneuver that we need. So we are able to test, to retry and retry again, since it works properly. And so that's a very good opportunity. And that was outside the building. Inside the building, we also have some desks for allowing our engineers to work in correct conditions. And so they are close to the vehicles, and we can also store and put the vehicle inside during the night in order not to put them outside every time. So it's also interesting for us. And we are, it's true that we are paying DAR for that, for this occupation of their part of their premises. But it's not so much compared to what we can find everywhere else in Toulouse. But it was a great opportunity for that.
Yes, and for us, it's a kind of a new approach. You know, we are an industrial company, so with facilities, with warehouses, with plants, etc. And we choose on this project to open the door for tech providers. So we allow tech providers to come in our building, in our facility, so in the warehouse, to develop their own solution. And the goal of that is to accelerate the TRL, so the technical readiness level of products, to scale up quickly these products in logistics and supply chain activities. So, and typically with a startup like EasyMile, so we have a collaboration between Login and EasyMile. So we providing some spaces, some docks, etc. So an infrastructure. But today we have not current business with them. We are just in innovative collaboration, and we find that is a common path to collaborate. And maybe further we will collaborate more with in terms of business in logistic or transport activities. But today is not the aim of the collaboration. With an innovative and R&D philosophy, we open the door to tech providers and other startups to collaborate together to have an impact.
Yeah, it's a real booster for us. I mean, when you have the opportunity to test as it is, exactly as it is on the customer side, yeah, you can play and you can make errors, you can solve these errors, and then being at your customer site and have everything very quickly working properly. So it's a very an opportunity for us.
Thanks a lot. There's another question. So we see that the logging platform allows you guys to have a big impact on innovation. But then, I remember from the launch of the logging platform, one other big topic was sustainability, Stan. So, as I see one question from Marine, coming from Marine, about how you're tackling the sustainability, because of course logistics is not very well known for sustainability. So how do you tackle these issues with thanks to the logging platform?
So if sustainability is not a issue, is a challenge that we have to meet all together. So it's a real opportunity to do new product, new services, and for that it's a specific theme in our innovative roadmap. So in logistics, we are working about green packaging, green transportation. For airplane activity, it's about decarbonization of the airplane with a safe, sustainable fuel, etc., etc. It's all in our R&D project, so it's a driver of our investment and R&D activities.
Okay, thanks. And Vincent, so question from my one. What are your activities in Germany, and how are your autonomous vehicles involved or applied in the German market?
To be frank, yesterday I was in Munich. I was in Munich because we are currently doing an experimentation of one of our brand new autonomous truck in a logistics center close to Munich, and so I went there to see how it's carried out on site. And so yeah, we have some experimentation currently ongoing there, and not only for the truck, but also for the Tracked Easy. We have currently 2 pilot sites and 2 pilot services that are running at the facilities of 2 big automotive manufacturers to help them to as I said, to optimize their flow on the factory. And so we are more and more deploying vehicles in Germany, and not only because we are also there. I mean, we have some premises in Berlin, and a dedicated team in Berlin of 10 to 15 person, I think, in Berlin that are working for the commercialization of our solution, and also for the deployment in all the eastern part of Europe. So yeah, we have strong links with Germany for customers, but also for partnering and so on.
Okay, and maybe 1 or 2 last questions. There's one from Jan. So what do you think is the general meaning of unmanned vehicles for logistics of the future? And what related project does Daher offer or support at the moment, except of EasyMile?
A large question.
Yeah, for the first part, unmanned vehicle for logistic, it's clear that it's for our customers, it's more and more difficult to find drivers. That's a silly situation, but it's very, very hard to find drivers. There is a big shortage on the drivers. And so our customers are looking for solutions, and autonomous vehicles are one of the possible solutions. Because yeah, it means that there will be less difficulty to find someone to transport goods from one area to another, and there's a lot of return on investment also on that kind of technology. So yeah, it's a direct outcome for them.
Okay, and the other projects of
maybe more information about automated guided vehicle or unnamed vehicles, because you have two kind of these vehicles. You have outdoor vehicles that we do intra-seats, so a path between a site to another sites, and you have also in logistic that we name AGV, automated guided vehicle, to do some inside transitic operation. And we are working on these technologies to automatize our warehouse and our activities. And it's a one of the application of all this technology about automation automated vehicle.
Okay, thanks. I see another question that I wanted to ask as well, actually, to Eric. And so two people at least interested in this question. So what are your links? What are your UWINLOC's links with the German market? And do you already have projects, customers, partnerships there?
Yes. Well, first of all, our sales director is totally bilingual and she's lived in Germany, so that helped. So we've got a number of customers, including Bombardier, Airbus in Hamburg. We also work with Siemens. Germany is going to be a focus over the next couple of years. We want to set up some office there. I've also been discussing lately with the Fraunhofer Institute, who is very interested by our energy harvester and the way we can generate electronics without batteries, basically, in the consumer market. Because one of the big benefits of this kind of technology is you could replace half of the batteries used every day in the houses by just recycling radio signals from your Wi-Fi box. And remote control sensors around the house and so on are eligible. So we did a lot of tests, conclusive tests. It's a bit outside of our core scope. Our core scope is more providing the track and locate solution, but a lot of industrial partners are interested by that, and we want to develop this possibly with the Fraunhofer Institute. So keen in meeting new potential customers to accelerate our setup in Germany. So industrial manufacturers or research institutes like the Fraunhofer Institute.
Okay, and the approach that you have into consortia or a consortium that you want to build to co-develop innovation, could you just tell us more about that and about the future of UWINLOC in this direction?
Yes, well, one of the lessons is we've learned in a painful way, actually, in some ways, because is the fact that co-development is key, and it's not easy to drive a co-development as your startup when you work with large corporations. So it took us almost 6 months to identify the right partners with the right DNA, who are able to work, the right people, because at the end of the day, it boils down to the right managers in front, who have got an innovation DNA, who can work, who have got some weight in their own organization to push the project forward internally. So, and then it's a kind of MOU in the first step with some form of demonstration, and then they get it's a kind of monthly or bi-monthly meeting to converge. And what was great is at the end of the day, the manufacturers involved in the project became, well, there was a very close relationship, a lot better than a customer provide for a supplier relationship, very much a partner type relationship. So people were also talking between them a lot about how they were pushing their Industry 4.0 program internally, what were the locks and how to unlock them, and ROI analysis was shared. So it was very fruitful for us, because we could really have a much better understanding of the use case and the triggers and what makes things happen or not internally and so on. And it has built a two-year-long relationship around trust. So a lot easier they always have to take a risk with a startup when they invest. So to have this trust capital initial that you have built over 2 years has got a lot of value, because we know that the scale-up is always the trickiest part when it comes to startups. It's having large corporations seeing a startup and say, well, okay, but if I put 5-10 million in your company, will you be there in 5 years' time or 3 years' time? And that's always the hard part. So to build this trust through partnerships, co-development has been extremely useful.
Very nice. Thanks a lot. So maybe it's time to wrap up. So one last word from each of you. The industry of the future will be, Stan? Muted. Hopefully not, but
Collaborative and amazing.
Vincent?
Autonomous.
And Eric?
Will be hopefully in Europe and not in China and the US.
Well done. And my turn, it's going to be made in Toulouse. Great. So thanks a lot, everyone, for participating in this roundtable. It was powered by the magnificent team at Invest in Toulouse and the Economic Development Agency of Toulouse. So Maïwen, Marine, and thanks to everyone. To all the journalists that came and participated in this roundtable, to our great speaker Stan, Vincent, and Eric. It was great to have you around here. Feel free to reach out to us if you need more information, if you have questions, etc. And it's going to be our pleasure to reply, to respond, and looking forward to getting in touch and to hearing your feedbacks and insight after this roundtable. Thanks a lot to all for attending, and have a great afternoon.